On today's episode of You Asked, and it's a big one, y'all. Who cares about TV processing when you've got the Apple TV? Where is the Hisense Saturn, that theater quad competitor that we saw at CES? I'm gonna get into the truth about outdoor TVs, and the Sony TV click mystery has been solved while a new LG OLED TV mystery emerges. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caleb Dennison, and this is You Asked, the show in which I answer questions you asked in hopes that I can help you and others with similar tech questions. If you have a question you need answered, please email it to youasked@digitaltrends.com and tune in Sundays at 7:45 a.m. Pacific time to see if your question gets picked to be answered on the show. We're going to start with a question from Roa, who writes, when deciding what TV to buy, and particularly when considering Samsung's great options versus LG or Sony, should I care about processing capabilities at all if I have an Apple TV 4K that already upscales and processes the image on its own? Or can I just ignore that and focus on the other differentiators? Great question. The short answer is that a TV's processing capabilities always matter when making a purchase consideration, even if the only source that you ever put on that screen is an Apple TV. So an Apple TV does do some upscaling if you let it, and it performs a tiny bit of image cleanup, mostly through some noise reduction. However, there's a lot more to image processing than what the Apple TV can and does do. See, the Apple TV will provide the video signal with a bunch of instructions for your TV to handle, but how well the TV handles all that information and then executes it is entirely on the TV and its processor. The TV is always doing the heavy lifting when it comes to getting the picture on your screen to look its absolute best. And I'm not talking about enhancements, right? Like AI picture this or AI detail that. I'm talking about the basics, the fundamentals involved in making a great TV look great and an excellent TV look excellent. Now, I will say that if a TV has poor upscaling chops, then it is possible the Apple TV could do a better job, and delivering that pixel to pixel 4K signal information can help that TV look a bit better. But that's about the extent of the help that Apple TV can be. And this is also true for the NVIDIA Shield, by the way. Also remember that with high-end TVs, you're often better off just letting the TV handle the noise reduction and upscaling. I show you how to do that kind of stuff in You Asked episode 79, I believe, in case you want to check that out. Chris, you want to put that link right up there? Come on now, Chris, we got all day. Alan writes, I'm considering adding a television to a covered outdoor living space and would love to see a review of outdoor capable TV models. I am definitely interested in picture quality, as I already have a Sony A95J and A95K inside my home, but I understand that the environment outside is much harsher than it is inside. I've only started to try to find some outdoor rated TV models and quickly discovered manufacturers that I have never heard of. Can you offer any suggestions? You know, true story, some of my earlier videos where I was really trying to start having some fun on YouTube were for outdoor TVs made by Sunbright. That was like 10 or 11 years ago. We have one of me out in my backyard throwing all kinds of stuff, including raw meat, at the TV to see how well it held up to the elements. And then I think we did another one for Sunbright that we filmed poolside at my friend Eric's house with his family and my own. Those were a lot of fun. Anyway, here's the thing about outdoor TVs. The priorities for outdoor TV design are radically different than they are for indoor TVs. First and foremost, they need to be weather resistant. That means UV resistant and water resistant, if not full-on waterproof, an aspect of which Sunbright showed it was very capable, by the way. From there, the outdoor TV needs to be rugged. It's outdoors. Things be flying all over the place. So the last thing you need is a wayward flying object to whack your TV and destroy the screen. And from there, the TV needs to be bright, because even in indirect sunlight, it's super easy to get a washed out picture outdoors. Now, unfortunately, getting a TV to be that bright means that you're gonna have to give up a little on things like color accuracy and contrast. But the color should look good in those sunny conditions, and well, You should just be happy to see the screen, never mind contrast. That does not, however, mean that other elements that contribute to great picture quality should just be abandoned. I like to see solid upscaling and great noise reduction. And while most outdoor TV brands are kind of at the same level, I do have to say that Samsung kind of rises above the rest in my experience. With that said, I should be clear that I haven't actually looked really hard at the state of outdoor TVs for about 2.5 years, so some of those other companies may have caught up to what Samsung was doing. I'm gonna get myself updated at the CEDIA show this year to fix that, but I can say that I think Samsung's The Terrace is a killer outdoor TV. Now here's the thing about outdoor TVs. They are often preposterously expensive. These are specialty devices and compared to indoor TVs are far less popular, so fewer people purchase them. Just to make it in this outdoor TV business, you have to charge a premium. And why shouldn't they? Many folks getting outdoor TVs have enough disposable income to afford to upkeep a pool or have an outdoor kitchen or an RV, right? All that to say, if you haven't already, don't get sticker shock when you start looking. Now, as for brands, I have personal experience with Sunbright and Samsung, like I just said. I have not checked out Silvox or Furrion. Also, I understand Element makes one with Roku built in. I think you can even buy that at Walmart. But I'll close with this. Most outdoor TVs aren't designed to appease video files. So the quality standard you're used to with your Sony TVs, you're not gonna get that from an outdoor TV. In fact, they're pretty stock from an overseas factory badged with a brand name. With that said, I hear Silvox is doing a pretty great job, and I know Sunbright and Samsung are as well. Barry writes, I've recently experienced a problem with my sound via HDMI ARC from an LG TV to a Cambridge Audio TV base where the sound from external content comes through, but when I switch to apps like Disney Plus or YouTube, the sound disappears with a loud crunch. Is there a problem with the speaker or the TV? Ugh, Barry, that sounds like the TV's fault to me. It could be something with the speaker's digital audio decoder, but I tend to think there's something going on with the signal as it comes from the TV. It's possible that the signal type that the TV is trying to send to the speaker is something the speaker can't handle. I've seen this happen when you send an encoded bit stream and the decoder just doesn't know what to do with it, so it makes a really loud, weird sound and then just doesn't play anything. What I don't understand though is why this is suddenly a problem now. So my suggestion is go into the TV's digital audio output settings and see if you can force the TV to output PCM. That's already decoded, pure digital stream audio, and see if that solves your problem. And either way, get back to me when you know and let me know what happened and we'll kind of take it from there. Andrew G writes, will you be reviewing the Hisense Saturn? I've been considering purchasing a secondhand Sony HT-A9 with the SW5 setup for a while. The quad is just too much for me right now, and I'm curious how the Saturn would perform compared to the Sony setup. Yes, Andrew, if the Saturn ever comes out, you can bet that I'll be reviewing it. Right now, I'm a little worried that we might not see the Saturn in 2025. It's not that uncommon for us to see stuff at CES and have it not materialize at all. Or if it does, it doesn't show up for like a year or two longer. That might be the case with the Hisense Saturn. I haven't heard a peep either way about it since then, since CES. And you know what, man? I was just at a Hisense event. I wish I'd thought to ask while I was there. Oh, speaking of, folks, it is super odd that more of you haven't seen the Hisense 2025 TV lineup video that I did. So if you missed it for whatever reason, here's a link to that video and we'll put it down in the description too. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I'm worried that maybe YouTube stuffed that video for some reason, and I just want to make sure that you have the chance to see it because those TVs were like redonkulously impressive and you need to know about them. Rob D writes, I purchased an LG G2 a few years ago, and after a year or so, it started developing a line down the entire length of the panel. First, there was a line on the left side. Now it has shifted to the right. Now the line only appears against a certain background, pretty much red or yellow. It's not there when there's a black or white background. I played a video of just white background and it doesn't show. Why does this only appear with certain colors? I've tried pixel refresh multiple times. I've also tried a hard reset by unplugging and holding down the power button. Okay, first off, Rob, thanks for sending some photos as illustration, because not only does it help me understand your issue, but it makes this video a whole lot more interesting and helpful for those who are watching it. Next, I'm gonna be able to answer half of your question conclusively. The other half, the half that you probably really want answered, well, I can only offer some suggestions there, but they're good suggestions. So the reason that you only see the line with certain colors on the screen is that only 1 or 2 of the red, green, or blue subpixels is not functioning when this line happens. The LG G2 has a white subpixel, so on an all-white screen, you would be less likely to see it. On a black screen, none of the pixels are on, so you're not gonna see it then either. On a gray screen, you might see it, but maybe only faintly. On an all red, green, or blue screen, you would probably only see it if it was that color pixel not being actuated, or if there was a problem with the color filtration process at some weird level. And I have to stop there because that's all I know. I know if you're experiencing a problem with red or yellow, it's probably the red subpixel that is not working. But why is this happening? Well, the fact that it's a straight line, approximately 1 or 2 pixels wide from what I can tell, and the fact that it moves points to it being a problem with either the processor or something in the power delivery to the TFT matrix, something like that. It's not damage to the screen, otherwise it wouldn't move. What I don't like is that this is a glitch. It's not a hard failure. It's like that gremlin in your car that may or may not show up when you take the car to a mechanic. But with that said, call LG's service line and tell them that you have a warranty repair issue. I wish you had done this when it first appeared, because that LG G2 has a 5-year warranty, but that 5-year warranty is broken into 2 parts. You get 2 years parts and labor covered, and after that, only the panel itself is covered for the remaining 3 years of that 5-year warranty. So depending on when you bought it, the parts and labor portion could still be covered. If not, they still owe you a properly functioning TV. You may just have to pay a bit for the parts and labor to make it happen. And my bet is that they are less likely to try and repair that TV than they are to replace it, which could mean a new TV. That's just a guess. Regardless, call for a warranty service right now to get that taken care of, because that's not a panel uniformity issue. That is a failure, and it 100% qualifies for warranty repair. And if they try and tell you otherwise, send them to me. Eric Hilt, who fans of this show may remember from the Sony OLED click conundrum, reports that the clicking has stopped and he now knows exactly what was causing it for him. As a reminder, Eric reported that his Sony OLED TV would periodically make a clicking sound while it was off. And we speculated that the cause could be a wide range of matters, like the TV engaging in its OLED pixel refresh cycle, or the TV checking for an over-the-air update. Eric writes, "Caleb, it's fixed. Using an Apple TV for all my media, the power supply on the Sony TV would click on and off. I've been working on this and have found that you have to delete any remote functions you may have paired under the Remote and Devices section of the Apple TV settings. You also have to leave Control Your TV on and select Auto under Volume Control with the CEC enabled." That's Bravia Sync on Sony TVs. I can only speak for the use of an Apple TV, but I also heard it happens with an Xfinity cable box as well. So there you go, folks. Eric's problem is solved, and hopefully that helps some more of you out there as well. I love to see it, because honestly, that is why we do this show. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you found this video fun and helpful, would you click that thumbs up button just down below this video? While you're down there, click that subscribe button too. And if you really want to see this face in your feed, hit that notification bell icon. And also shoot me a comment. I love to read them, and I do respond when I can. I'll see you soon, and until then, here's 2 other videos I think you might like. Well, hi there.
Hey.
Come in.
Thank you.
And you can meet Chris.
Hi,